So in the last lesson, we talked about solving exponential equations. Now we are going to be talking about solving logarithmic equations. So still three steps, different of course from the exponentials, but first we are going to isolate the logarithmic term. So remember that the logarithmic term is going to contain the word log or ln, then it's going to have a base, an input, and then of course that's going to have something that it's equal to, an answer, if you will. So in order to isolate the logarithmic term, we have to get it to look something like this, or ln x equals a. If it's a natural log, remember that if no base is written and it's a regular log, the base is understood to be a 10. Step 2 is going to be to turn that logarithm into its equivalent exponential equation. So this is going to use that swoop method that we talked about before. So starting at the base and going around this way. So b raised to the a is going to be equal to x. Or if it's a natural log, the base is e to the a equals x. So these are equivalent, remember, to each other. They're the same thing, just different forms. So once we turn it into the exponential, our variable is now going to be over here, and sometimes we're going to have other things with our variables, so that's why step 3 is to solve. Because if it's not just the variable as the input, then we still might have some work to do. So let's look at some examples. So on example 1, the logarithmic term is already isolated. I just have log base input equals an answer. So swoop around, I have 5 to the power of 2.7 equals x. So variable is already by itself, so I just need my calculator so that I can round this to 2 decimal places. So 5 raised to the 2.7 power, enter. And it said round to 2 decimal places. Since it's 1.29, the 9 bumps this up to a 3, so we have 77.13. So x is approximately 77.13, and that would be our answer there. On B, same idea, except my base is e, so swoop around this way. E to the 0.9 is equal to x. So go back to my calculator. E to the x is down here, so e to the 0.9, enter. Gives me, this one needs to round up as well, 2.46. All right, on C, this is the first one where step 1 needs to be done because the logarithm is not alone. So first thing I need to do is subtract this 3 over to the other side. That gives me log base 3 of x is equal to 4. Now my logarithm is alone, so swoop around, 3 to the 4th power is going to be equal to my x. And 3 to the 4th power is 81. And that is exact, so we don't need a squiggly equals. It's exactly 81. All right, next one. Isolating that needs to happen here. I have multiplication here, addition here, so I need to get rid of the 8 first by subtracting it. So that gives me 3 times natural log of x is equal to 9.2. Then the log is still not alone because I have this multiplied 3, so I need to divide. So divide both sides by 3. So we had 9.2 divided by 3, which gives me about 3.07. Now again, I have to write something down, but I'm not going to use this rounded value in my answer because that was all just step 1. Now I need to do my swoop. So e to the 3.07 is equal to x. But watch what I do in my calculator. I'm not actually going to type this in because that's a rounded off value. It's not going to give me the same answer. So I'm going to do e raised to the second answer and then press enter. So that gives me 21.47. So x is approximately 21.47. All right, last one. On this one, the logarithmic term is already alone. I always get people who on ones like this try to add 1 and divide by 3. The parentheses make all of this part of the input of the logarithm. You can't get that away from the logarithm. It's part of it. So we have log base input equals answer. Log base input, because it's in parentheses, equals answer. So we actually are going to start then with step 2, 4 to the second power equals 3x minus 1. So step 3, I need to solve for the variable. So 4 squared is 16. Then add 1 to both sides. So 17 equals 3x, divide by 3. And so then 17 divided by 3 gives me 5.6 repeating. And so if I round that to 2 decimal places, it'd be 5.67. So x is approximately 5.67. All right, so make sure you watch out for parentheses because anything in there becomes part of the input. If you have questions, make sure that you ask.